Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. We are going to be doing yet another 24-hour reading challenge, but this video we're going to be separating it into 2 separate days, and each day we're just going to start the timer for 12 hours and just run it the whole day through. I'm really excited for this video to see how much I get to read. Spoiler alert, I'm actually filming this intro a month after I did the 24-hour reading challenge. Yes, I am a big procrastinator and I simply forgot to film the intro to this video. But anyways, I'm so excited for this video. I'm excited for you to see it. I read some really great books and I hope you enjoy. Let the video begin. Good morning, you guys. We are officially starting the reading challenge today. I woke up 30 minutes ago and I started my timer, so we have 11 and a half hours left for today. I have a few things going on today at like 10:45. I have a nail appointment with my sister, and then I think we might be doing something with my mom for her birthday because today is my mom's birthday. At 7:15, I have a small group with some women from my church. So those are the things I have going on today. It's a little bit busy today, but tomorrow is completely free. So today's just gonna be like a slightly less full reading day. But I wanted to show you my TBR for this reading challenge. I am pretty excited about all these books. I go into 24-hour readathons knowing I want some like easier books with bigger font and maybe shorter books. So that's kind of what I had in mind when I was picking all these books yesterday. For the first one, we have Spy Family Volume 5. I haven't picked up a Spy Family book in a few months and I really need to get back on this because I quite enjoy this manga series. So yeah, Spy Family Volume 5. This will be for when I am tired of reading and I just want a little, you know, palette cleanser. Then we have Hell on Mars by J.Z. Foster and Justin M. Woodward. This is a sci-fi horror book. It is incredibly short. It is part of a series. It's the first book in a series and the font is pretty good. So that's why I chose this one, and I just love sci-fi horror and I've been really wanting to get into this one. Then we have a little bit of an oddball, but I've really been wanting to reread this lately and it's just so special to me. It is my childhood favorite book, and that is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. I can't tell you how many times I read this when I was a kid. I read this like over and over and over, so I really would love to read this again and just feel nostalgic and have a good time. Then because it is the month of love, I chose a romance and I chose Begging Baby by Ensley B. Calloway. I love these covers that she has. This is book 3 in a series and I don't even know what this one is about, but I just really like this series. It's such a fun, good time. Then we have a bit of a thriller slash horror book, and that is Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. I have had just a fascination with this book. It has a bit of mixed media, even on like the inside page, like it looks like that. And I know throughout the book, you're getting like kind of like script moments, and yeah, so I think you're just like following this cast of characters who are like trying to remake a horror movie that previously had been made, but so many horrible things happened that it never got released, so they're trying to like remake the movie, something like that. I'll get into this more when I actually read it and tell you about it. And then finally we have The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I always have a Holly Black in my 24-hour readathons. I figured this is a really great one because that font is amazing. And this is probably the longest book I have on this TBR, but it's still only 350 pages, so very doable. What do I want to read first? I'm thinking I want to go into Horror Movie first. This seems like a great book to start with. Like it'll be pretty easy to read and it's quite short. I think we're gonna start with Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay first. I have 2 hours until my nail appointment, so let's get cooking. Okay, I've been reading for about an hour now. I am 50 pages into horror movie, and I'm really, really liking this. It is so good so far. We are following like 3 different kind of plot lines and timelines. So the first one being the current timeline where they are remaking this movie. It was called Horror Movie. Back in the day, our main character was in this movie. It was never like, I think it was never filmed or something. It was never filmed or it was never released, something like that. We don't know yet what happened. We just know something happens, but literally that's all we know. We just know something happened to make this movie never come out. And there's only one person left, and that is our main character. His character's name in the movie was just the Thin Guy. So that's all we have of that. But yeah, in the current day, the Thin Guy, he is basically remaking this movie, and so that's our first timeline. They are remaking this movie, they are bringing everything together. He is going to be involved in the process of making this movie. That's our first timeline. The second one is in the past when he is first asked to be in the movie from his friends. Valentina was kind of his friend from college, and she and the screenwriter come to him and say, hey, we want you to be in this movie. We want you to be this guy, the Thin Guy. So we're getting that perspective as well of them first making the movie. And then we also have a third POV, which is the actual screenplay of the original movie. And it is so good. It's so eerie so far. It definitely feels like it could be like an 80s kind of horror movie, which I'm not quite sure when this takes place. He is about 50 years old in our present timeline, and they use the term Gen X describing someone, so I assume it's our current day. But truly, I am loving this so much. I'm only that much into it, but it's like, oh my gosh, is this gonna be a 5-star? Is our first book of the vlog gonna be a 5-star? I have only like 30 minutes until I have to leave for my nail appointment. And then I am going to go to lunch directly after that. So I might only be able to read for after like 2 o'clock. So really not a lot of reading is getting done. I honestly might. I know I said in the intro of this, I'm just gonna like film for the full 12 hours and like never stop the timer. But that's kind of a lot of time to like skip out on reading. So I might pause the timer for that. We'll see though. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'm loving this. I'm gonna get right back into this. I just got back from my excursions. It is already 3 o'clock. It's actually 3:12. I stopped the clock around 9 hours. So I just started again. I don't know if you saw that, but we have 8 hours and 58 minutes left. So yeah, I'm not that far into this book yet. I'm at 72 pages. I did get a couple fun packages I wanted to open with you. I don't really remember what they are. I don't think they're even bookish related, but we can still open them together and see what I got, because like, why do I not remember? Oh, fun. Okay. These are just like tinsel curtains for my sister's bachelorette party. She's getting married next week. And then we have this other packet. I think I know what this is. Oh. Hello. I have a spot on my wall in my dining room that there used to be a mirror there, but it fell and broke months ago, and I just never got anything to replace it. So this is so hard to open. What the heck? I got this picture, thought it was really pretty. I cannot open this. Okay, give me a second. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's like on a canvas. It's so pretty. I'll have to get a picture frame for it. But yeah, that's what it looks like. A girl at a little fruit stand on the beach. That's so cute. I'm so happy I got that. Okay. Also, here's what my nails look like. I don't know if it's gonna focus. They're really cool. I got like the cat eye thing. Okay, that's it. Just wanted to open some packages together, but I'm gonna get back to reading now. I have just been thinking about this book and how much I want to read it, so we're gonna get back to that. I went to my church small group, and I have to talk a little bit quiet because Elijah's trying to sleep, but I just got home and it is 9 o'clock. I have 3 hours left on the timer for today, and I have not yet finished Horror Movie. I'm on page number 224, and so I only have this little bit left, but I am not finishing this tonight because whoever said this book is not scary is a liar. This is scary. So I I can't finish this tonight. I don't want to be scared. I don't like to be scared. So I'm not going to finish this tonight. I'm going to finish it tomorrow. But I think I'm actually just going to pick up Charlotte's Web. Hello, it's the next day. I honestly didn't get very far into Charlotte's Web last night because the last couple weeks I've had a really bad sleeping schedule. I've been going to sleep at like 2 to 2:30 every night and my body is not liking it. So as soon as I got tired last night, I was like, okay, I'm putting this down. I'm going to sleep. So I only got about 42 pages into this, but that's not a big deal. We have 12 hours to read today. I haven't read a single full book yet, so we are going to immediately jump into horror movie, finish this up, and then I will catch up with you after I finish this book. 10 hours and 15, you can't read that. 10 hours and 15 minutes left in this challenge, and I have finally finished my first book. This, 5 stars. 5 stars. It was so good. But like I said, this is scary. The entire time it was just so eerie and just so incredibly ominous. I felt like I was on edge like the entire time, but it was so good. The ending was just kind of insane and I had to do some research. Oh my gosh, it was so good. The whole time it's just like, what is the difference between reality and the movie they're making? Oh my gosh, so good. And I don't want to give any spoilers, so I'm not going to say anything else, but this was fantastic. Obviously, 5 stars. Now I have to choose what book I want to read next. I, again, have 10 hours and 13 minutes left, so let's take a look at what we have. So let's talk a little bit about The Stolen Heir. This is by Holly Black, and it is the first book in a duology. It's part of the Folk of the Air world by Holly Black. You might recognize the Cruel Prince series. That is like her biggest series ever. It's so wonderful. It is just about the fairies, but not the fairies from like romantasy. Like you're not gonna get the fairies from like ACOTAR. You're gonna get the kind of scary, like very selfish, very spooky fairies that look completely different. It is just going to be a very fun fantasy book. I really, like I said, I love Holly Black. I've loved everything I've ever read from her. So I'm very, very excited to get into this. This is the longest book I have on this little 24-hour TBR. It's like 300 and something pages, 356 pages. So this might take me the entirety of the rest of the time we have, but we'll see. The font is actually really large, so I feel like it will maybe not take me that much time. I'm hoping this takes like 6 hours, so we'll see. I'm gonna start reading. I think I'm actually gonna eat first, but then I will continue reading this. I love this so much. That's so pretty. Hello everyone, time for an update, but first things first. I have reached 70 pages in The Stolen Heir, and what do you know, I'm loving it, like a lot. It is very much reminding me of how I felt when I read The Cruel Prince, which makes sense since it's a book that takes place in that world. I just love being back in Elfhame. I'm gonna try to explain this book in a nice, concise way, but I am really struggling. This is like my 3rd time trying to explain what I've read so far. We are following our main character whose name is Wren, and she is a fairy. And she is blue. She was a changeling, so when she was a baby, she was swapped out with a human baby, so her parents don't really know that she is a fairy, but at the beginning of this book, her real parents, who are like the lady and lord of the Court of Teeth, they show up. They're like, hi, we're actually your real parents, so we're actually gonna take you and bring you back to the fairy realm. So she has to go back with them, and she does not want to leave, but she is forced. And she is actually the queen of the Court of Teeth. Her parents really, really mistreat her. After some events, she actually escapes and runs away to be in like the mortal forest, and she lives there until the current timeline that we are now in. So she's just living by herself in the woods. I think it says in here she lives like feral in the woods, and she just has to find scraps of food to eat. She like digs through dumpsters. Sometimes she goes to her old house and she like watches them and will sneak inside and eat some of their food and stuff. Throughout this whole time, this one fairy creature who is called the Bogdana, she is just chasing her and basically trying to kill her for her parents. That brings us to the current situation at hand. She's being chased by Bogdana, and then actually the Prince of Elfheim saves her, Oak, who is our male main character. He saves her and then ties her up and says, hey, I actually need your help with something and you're gonna help me. When Oak and Ren were very little, they actually were kind of friends, and he was the one who helped her escape from her parents. Her parents had wanted her to marry Oak, but I think the marriage proposal was like rejected or something. But anyway, so they have a slight history, so they remember each other. That's what we've got going on so far. It's very magical and very fun, and it just feels like Holly Black. It just feels so fun. I love her writing, and I am having the time of my life. I have 8 hours and 4 minutes left, so I should be able to finish this within that amount of time, and I hope I'll be able to start another book, or at least like finish Charlotte's Web or something after this. Good news! I just finished The Stolen Heir. Big shocker, I loved it. I really loved this. I think I'm gonna give this 4.5 stars because it wasn't exactly a 5-star for me, but it was nearly perfect in my eyes. I loved everything about this. Holly Black is able to just write such great, intricate, compelling stories that I am just obsessed with every time. I really love Ren, I really love Oak, and I really love the other characters. It was just such a fun story. They like traveled the whole time. It was like this journey they were going on, and the ending was so good. I really want to jump into the sequel as soon as possible. But yeah, I love this a lot. 4.5 stars. Now I officially have 2 hours and 53 minutes left, so pretty much 3 hours. I technically have Charlotte's Web that I started, but I don't know that I'm in the mood for that one. But the rest of the books that I had on my TBR was Spy Family Volume 5, Begging Baby, and Hell on Mars. And I don't know. Honestly, I think we're gonna go with Spy Family. This sounds nice. I'll probably be able to finish this in like an hour, and then we'll see if I'm in the mood to get back into Charlotte's Web, but we shall see. Well, friends, we have come to the end of this 24-hour journey we went on together. I didn't read as much as I was wanting to, but I still think 2 full-length novels, a manga, and half a children's book is pretty solid. So let's talk about all these books. I'll just wrap everything up and then let you go on your way. But first of all, just a reminder, we read Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay, and I gave this 5 stars. I will say, I have been so paranoid the last couple days being home alone and at night. I mean, Elijah is home at night, but he goes to sleep before me. This made me so paranoid. I will not be reading a scary book for a very long time, but this one was just so well done, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Then we read The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. Another one that was just incredible. I rated this one 4.5 stars. The more I think about it, the more I love it too. So it could be bumped up to a 5-star, but we'll have to wait and see for the end of the month. I love this book so much. I love Elfhame. This is just so special to me, and I just know I'm gonna be rereading the whole series soon. Then last night I let you know that I was going to be reading Spy Family Volume 5, and I did read and finish this. It took me a bit longer than I was expecting because I ended up walking on my treadmill for a while, and it just, I don't know, it's harder for me to read while walking, so it just took a little bit of extra time. But I really like this one. I pretty much rate all of them around the 4-star area because it's like, I don't know what to rate them, so I just rate them all 4 stars because they're just like a fun, good time. This one is about a family who is kind of abnormal because the father is a undercover spy, the wife is a undercover assassin, and the daughter can read minds, but none of them know what each other is. The spy father created this family for a mission. So the daughter is adopted, the wife he just found one day, and it's super cute and adorable and funny, and I really like this series a lot. And finally, my childhood favorite book is Charlotte's Web. This is a chapter book. Like, it actually takes time to get through, so. But I actually did get to page number 86, so which is pretty much exactly halfway through the book. I am really enjoying being back in like my childhood mind, if that makes sense. I literally read this book and I watched the movie, the cartoon movie, over and over and over and over. And so just reading this is making me feel so happy and giddy inside. So yes, these are the 4 books I read for my 24-hour reading challenge. I literally had the time of my life. I love doing these challenges. It's so much fun for me, especially right now. I feel like I've just been so stressed out and I needed something like this challenge. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.